The Galaxy A series is almost like sub-flagship smartphone from Samsung. They're almost high performance and come at a significantly lower price. The A71 is the most premium smartphone in the A series from Samsung, launched at about 30,000 rupees for 128 gigs of onboard storage and 8 gigs of RAM. In the box, you get a 25-watt fast charger with Type-C cable, a rubber casing, 3.5mm headphones, and there is no pre-applied screen protector on the screen. And now let's talk more about the device and see if it's worth its price. And starting from build and design, it's got the signature prism design which really reflects light in a very nice way. There's silver, there's blue, and there's a black. This is the silver. The device is made out of plastic, but quite honestly it doesn't feel as cheap, and you're going to anyway slap on a case to protect it, so it doesn't matter. And this silver variant is possibly the only color that would hide any fingerprint smudges or dust that you may have on the back as compared to the blue and the black. In spite of having a 4500 mAh battery, the phone is very slim, just 7.7mm. If you consider any competition phone in this price segment, even with 4000 milliamps, they are 8.8mm. And for a 6.7-inch device with a massive battery, the device doesn't feel very heavy or bulky. It may be a large phone, but it's not bulky and holding it feels quite pleasant. Typing with one hand actually is quite possible, however, you can't get to the edges of the screen easily for obvious reasons. The bezels are decently thin, so you do get a lot of screen, and that's what you really want out of a Super AMOLED screen. You get a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is nice, but wireless earphones are on the rise and you probably own one. At the back you have the quad camera setup inside a rectangular housing like we saw with the new Samsung flagship, the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Now the phone does not have stereo speakers, only bottom firing speakers, but those are actually quite nice, rich in quality and very decent in volume. And after the S10 Lite and the Note 10 Lite, the A51 also features the punch hole display, which I think looks really neat. The A71 does allow you to place 2 SIM cards and a microSD card to expand storage all at the same time. The phone is not IP68 certified for water and dust resistance. Overall, I think it's one of the most good-looking devices in this price segment with a surprisingly sleek body. And if style matters to you, I think the Galaxy A71 would be the way to go in any sub-30 phone. Jumping on to the software, the phone ships with Android 10 and Samsung One UI 2.0, which has quite a few new features introduced. And that's a separate video, but I've put together 10 of my favorite features in the One UI 2.0. I'll put a card, watch that video. But yeah, you get all the new features like link to Windows, screen recorder, you get a dedicated dark mode. So, you could, well, I'm already in dark mode, so there you go. You get your white and dark mode. You do get Dolby Atmos, Bixby routines, and all of these are really good to have in your phone. You also get the full version of Samsung Pay, so you can store your credit cards in Samsung Pay, like I have here set up on my Galaxy Note 10, and I use it all the time. Just use whichever card you want, scan your thumb for your fingerprint, and then tap your phone with the credit card machine, and your payment is done. You don't even have to carry your wallet. And other than all of this, you do get some pre-installed apps which you can uninstall, by the way. So, Booking.com, Hello, Daily Hunt. You don't want them, you can remove them, just uninstall. There are some Samsung goodies, there are Microsoft apps, and the entire Google suite of apps pre-installed for you to just use and be happy. Coming to the display, you get a nice large 6.7-inch Super AMOLED Plus display with a crisp resolution. Being Super AMOLED, it is one of the best displays in this price segment, and everything from colors to saturations to contrast and to brightness levels, it just kills it. Samsung phones are known for their displays, and the Galaxy A71 is no exception. The screen does look really gorgeous. Yeah, so that's that. And another thing is that it's really bright, so if you're someone who travels a lot outdoors and you think you're going to be commuting and using your phone, this phone is not going to give you any issues. Readability, content, movies, anything, even in the brightest summer, I think you'll have no issues with the screen. Just one word of caution though, when the phone ships to you, the display is set to natural, which sort of underutilizes the Super AMOLED display. Please turn it to and notch it up all the way to vivid. You would love the experience that you get then. Let's talk about performance, and this is probably where the A71 lacks as compared to competition that feature better processors for the same price and definitely offer more performance. it doesn't mean that the A71 offers a poor performance. It is still snappy, fast, and it'll allow for quick multitasking. It's just that it's not going to be as fast as some competitors like Redmi K20 Pro or the Realme X2 Pro that have the Snapdragon 855 processors. But yeah, the phone will play games like PUBG and Asphalt 9 in highest quality without any issues. I mean, I loaded PUBG and it turned on pretty fast. I was quite amazed that even Snapdragon 730 can play that well. So the phone is really well optimized to deliver a great gaming experience to you as well. And you know, the response to touch, the frame rate, the smoothness, all of that is really good and nothing less than you would expect from a phone that's running the Snapdragon 855 or the 855 Plus. I mean, once the game is loaded, it's playing absolutely smoothly. So the other phones that may have better processors, they may be able to load the game a tad bit faster. But when it comes to the actual gameplay, there really cannot be much of a difference. So with 8 gigs of RAM and even with Snapdragon 730, it's pretty cool. Camera. The cameras are probably the best feature of the Galaxy S71. A 64 megapixel primary camera along with 3 more lenses, the 12 megapixel ultra wide, the 5 megapixel depth sensor, and a 5 megapixel macro lens. Here are some samples that I took using the regular lens, not in 64 megapixel mode, in the regular 16 megapixel mode, and I think they've come out really well. I'm pretty impressed by the quality, the detail, the colors, everything. They just look really nice. By the way, all the photos that I show here as samples, I'm going to make them available for you to download. The link will be in the description below, so go ahead, download these photos and check it out for yourself. Evaluate whether these cameras are worth your money. Now let's go ahead and talk about the other lens. So you can switch to the ultra wide by just tapping that. And I've been pretty amazed by the results here. So this is a photo taken by the primary lens and there you go. That's the ultra wide lens from the same spot. Just look at the dynamic range that the ultra wide lens is able to give. Again, something I took using the primary camera and then ultra wide. There you go. Just look how amazing and dramatic and immersive it looks. Again, another example, primary lens and then I just switched to the ultra wide. And that's what I get. So the ultra wide lens actually has a better dynamic range. And here's another picture side-by-side comparison to make that even more clear. But yeah, the primary lens too can take some really good shots. It's just that the ultra wide has better dynamic range and the photos just come out better. But yeah, if you were to zoom in, the 12 megapixel ultra wide lens picture will lose quality. Now you can also activate the depth sensor by going into live focus mode, and that lens does a pretty phenomenal job too. The separation of the the subject and the background is very, very good. Just look at these photos that I've taken even in low light. Pretty cool, right? So yeah, the separation is really nice. The edge detection is very good, very accurate. I'm pretty impressed. And quickly touching upon the macro lens, which I think is probably the least used lens. The issue is that you really have to be A, close to your subject, and B, it's fixed focus, so you can get pretty blurry shots. Now guys, when the phone ships to you, it comes with 16 megapixel as the default setting for the primary lens, and that's how you change it to 64 megapixel. But the improvement in image quality is very marginal. So here's the difference. When you zoom in, you can see that the image on the right is slightly more sharp, but does it really matter? Are you ever going to really zoom in so much? Now here's the issue with the Snapdragon 730 that the A71 uses. It does not allow you to shoot more than 30 FPS videos, which means you cannot get 60 FPS smooth videos. Competing products like the Redmi K20 Pro and the Realme X2 Pro, they allow you to shoot 4K videos at 60 FPS because they've got Snapdragon 855 processors or those variants. But yeah, that's the only downside. So if you're someone who does use 60 FPS videos and likes smooth videos, then you might have to rethink about the Galaxy A71. But hey, here's the video footage that I've taken using the A71, and I think it's really good. Even at 30 FPS, I really think it looks great and the video quality is pretty cool and it's extremely stable. There is a steady mode that's built in, so you can use that as well. And lastly, coming to the battery, a 4500 mAh battery capacity is just really impressive, especially given the sleek build of the device. This can easily last you the entire day, even with heavy use, and you'll still have some battery left at the end of the day. Now you do get the 25-watt fast charger, so you can use that to charge this massive battery real quick. Overall, if you're looking for the best A-series smartphone from Samsung with a really good design, sleek body, massive battery capacity, a great display, and a great camera setup, the Galaxy A71 is a great choice. However, if performance and 60 FPS smooth videos are more important to you, then you're better off considering other performance alternatives in this price segment. But do remember, Samsung is a more reputed brand and it does come with certain credibility and a great after-sales support, all of which comes at a price too. So decide wisely and let me know if you've got any questions. You can always leave them in the comment section below and I'll make sure I answer those. Thank you for watching guys, and see you in the next one.